Welcome to the Talk Exchange podcast. It's your boys Nick and Francis in the building.
Nick, what's up? What's up?
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm just happy to be here, chilling,
I'm happy to be here as always, man.
Definitely.
In the studio doing our thing.
Hey, this is the best place to be after a long day at work.
Yeah, just to unwind,
Just
have
unwind,
a drink,
man,
and just,
for sure.
Talk and do
And
our
just
thing.
talk and just
Yeah.
have a talk exchange.
Yeah.
Straight
There you
up.
go. Straight up, man. Hey, there's a lot of things. Something I heard the other day. And when we're on here, I'm always going to talk of stuff that I hear because
sure.
it's of interest to me. So I'm
Definitely,
going to talk about it. Is the word privilege. Now, a lot of people have different privileges in the world and whatnot. But this specific one was, is it a privilege to be good looking?
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
Yeah. And I didn't know what much to think about that, but what do you think in terms of
Man.
someone who's perceived as good looking? Do they have more privileges than someone that is perceived maybe not as good looking?
You know what? I think there is a privilege, or there are privileges of, being good looking, because it's just how the world works. Everything has to do with some sort of marketing involved, in terms of marketing your products, even marketing yourself to somebody, you know what I mean? Like as somebody that's good looking, and
Right.
people always tend to gravitate towards people that they feel look good. So yes, there are privileges. For example, you're going to audition for a movie role. If the director and the producers find you to be good looking and you can perform your script, more than likely you're going to get the role. Now, if they don't consider you as good looking, then you're going to have to try for several other auditions.
Yeah.
But
Unless
not
they're
that
looking
one.
specifically looking for a look.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unless they have that specific. Let's just think about it.
Mhm.
Movie stars. Which movie stars do you hear people say, well, you know what, that movie star is not that attractive? Most of the top stars, a lot of them are what we consider, in modern day society as good looking.
Mm-hmm.
Models are good looking. When you go to events, when you go to, networking events, the people that are promoting brands and products are quote unquote good looking women. You know what I mean?
You're right. Now,
So-
is there a fine line between what people would consider good looking and that whole term that sex sells?
Man, it all depends on the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whoever's actually looking at you, whatever they deem as beautiful is what they're going to gravitate towards. Usually, a lot of people have some, superficial definitions of beauty, whether it's like skinny, slim, long hair, blue eyes, you know what I mean? Like, or nice perky lips or big breasts or whatever you want to call it. So everybody has their own definition of good looking. It could even be like a nice, sweet voice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When's the last time you actually called like any type of company and heard the voice response or the IVR sounding like a harsh dude that has like choking on like smoke and cigarettes? It's always like, "Hi, welcome to the net. For English, press 1." It's usually somebody they consider to have a beautiful voice, a nice
Right.
voice. So it all depends on what sections of what you do in life that you can actually place your beauty towards.
Right. Now, do you think social media has a lot to do with that too, right nowadays?
Definitely.
Because you have a lot of women or men too that have surgery because they have an idea of what they're supposed to look like.
For sure.
They're not happy with themselves for whatever reason, and they want to augment themselves to make them look prettier,
Exactly.
bigger
Prettier,
lips,
more
whatever,
handsome.
smaller waist, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Do you think that causes a problem with society?
Definitely, of course, because people are trying to fit, a physical type or a physical type of appearance of what they feel other people will consider to be beauty,
Yeah.
beautiful. And to answer your other question, you asked me if social media has a huge part to play. 1000%, especially this day and age. We're trying to keep our kids away from certain social media sites because of what they see. The girls having filters, doing selfies, taking, multiple pictures, and, they don't even look like what they're portraying on the Instagram or on the Facebook. And when these kids start to see this all the time, they start to actually want to compare themselves to this. And if they feel they don't meet those standards, then you start to have your kid having low self-esteem, feeling ugly on the inside, doesn't feel good, doesn't feel appreciated because people are not liking her for her. She wants to look like this particular person. And then they start to, like you said, like doing, body augmentations, surgery, everything just to meet this particular type of person or people that society might deem as gorgeous, handsome, beautiful, pretty.
Yeah. I mean, well, for most ads that I see in terms of beer or cigarette ads or whatever, it's usually, you have the beautiful woman that is portraying that, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Or,
exactly.
yeah, promoting that.
That's a privilege because
Yeah.
look at the type of people that they have in those ads.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's serious, and I know quite a few people, like they've and I guess that's a whole other story because that has something to do with self-esteem, right?
Yeah.
But I know a few people that for some reason, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I know some people that I consider good looking, but they keep doing a lot of things to themselves,
Exactly.
where even it makes them look worse. I'm not even sure what they're looking at because they
Yeah.
look better before
Yeah.
the surgery. So it depends on like we talked about earlier, like who's looking, like who says you're good looking or not good looking.
Yeah, and
You know?
and it's so unfortunate because you just touched on a very valid point there. When they start to do things to themselves and they don't see that they're making themselves worse, but in their eyes they're getting better, and it's very, very sad. Perfect example. Why would the girl that looks so good and happy and normal all of a sudden now start looking at herself as a fat or obese individual? Therefore, now starts becoming bulimic, starts throwing up every meal because she feels that she is quote unquote fat. And we're not trying to fat shame, we're trying to obese shame. We're just keeping it real in terms of how some people see themselves when they start developing these eating disorders, such as anorexia. Is that an eating disorder?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they feel they feel whatever, or bulimic. Let's just say
Yeah.
you're bulimic, you start to throw up every minute or whatever the situation is. That's because in your mind, which then transfers to how you see yourself, you really think you don't look good. You know what I mean? And it could be the pressures from social media. It could be the pressures from what you see in the films, even peers at school. You know what I mean? Like even people at school. People might gravitate towards a couple of people that look really, really good. All of a sudden, now you're feeling left out. Therefore, now, oh, they don't like me because I'm big. They don't like me because I'm this. They don't like me because I'm not tall enough, or they don't like me because, oh, my teeth are not this. And that's when, if you don't talk to your children, if you're not there to ask them questions, you will not know what they're going through. Then here comes eating disorders. Here comes depression, low self-esteem. And in some cases, some children even take their own lives.
Yeah. I think with the self-esteem thing, I think a lot of these social media apps or dating apps, if we get to like the older folks, the dating apps is, I think that's, depending on how their responses, what I mean? Because if a girl has a profile up and, depending on how many people are in her inbox, that could be her way of judging how beautiful she is.
Oh
Because she's
man,
not getting enough
what
attention.
about something as simple as, forget about even the dating apps. That's a good one, but let's even take the down a notch. Let's be even more simplistic. What about likes on the Instagram? You post a simple picture, because you don't get 100 likes, your day is ruined.
Yeah.
This is a real disease.
Yeah. You're right.
You know
I've
what I
heard
mean?
about that. There's a song for that, right?
Yeah, there was a song
something
for that. I think in the Talk Exchange episode 1, I think Aria did actually sing the song.
Yeah.
Don't do it for the likes, do it for the love, or something like that.
Yeah.
I forgot the artist,
Yeah.
but that's fine. We're not really good at knowing the artist, but we know the songs. But no, it's a really, really terrible thing when people walk around thinking that they're unattractive because of what they feel is considered attractive.
Yeah.
It's really, really deep. But here's the thing. The privilege is there. somebody that doesn't really is considered unattractive or doesn't look as good, that person would probably have a lot of limitations to things that they want to get involved in,
Yeah.
whether it's acting, whether it's even getting a job,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? And even getting into a relationship.
Yeah.
So
Mostly for sure in a relationship.
yeah,
Yeah.
so so it does have its privileges.
Yeah.
Take example, you go out to a club or a bunch of girls go to clubs, and not every girl that goes with her girlfriends, they're all not going to get picked up. So imagine you going out with 3 or 4 of your girlfriends, and all 3 or 4 girls are considered scorching hot.
Hot girls. The hot
And
girl crew.
yeah, and then everybody's approaching 1 or 2 of them,
Yeah.
but you're always left out.
Right.
What does that do to you?
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling. But guess what? That's the privileges of people that, quote unquote, look good get.
Yeah.
They get attention,
Yeah.
and people gravitate towards what they consider good looking.
Good looking. Yeah. I mean, you know what? I think some people, it's all about presentation too as well. I think some people don't know how to present themselves.
That's another one too.
Because some people, they do have, good looking qualities and whatnot or whatever, but they don't know how to put themselves together.
That is true presentation.
I forget, what's his name? Kevin Samuels.
Man, don't mention that guy here again, Nick.
I know,
We're not trying to get blasted. We're not. Listen.
No.
Oh, go ahead.
It's always.
I'll just play with you.
I know. We don't really mention whatever, but some of the stuff I know he gets blasted for, of course, or whatnot, or whatever. And he says some stuff. Not that I agree with it,
yeah,
but he says some stuff about that. But there is some sort of truth to knowing how to put yourself together.
No, for sure. You definitely have to know how to put yourself together. You know what I mean? You can have 2 people probably equally look the same, same size, etc., but one of them is able to put themselves together from whether it's the clothes that you wear, your fashion style, and even your makeup.
Yeah.
And of course, your conversations, what comes out of your damn mouth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of females always say this, oh my God, I met this guy who was so good looking. But 30 minutes in, when he opened his mouth, oh my God, I just couldn't wait to leave.
Yeah.
So, that also, having a conversation, what comes out of your mouth is also an important factor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because as good looking as you are, you can also do things that will make you unattractive in an instant.
Yeah.
With a snap of a finger.
Yep. Right away. I know that because I've heard that same thing what people say. And myself, I've met people that I thought were super gorgeous. And after a while talking to them, there's not,
definitely.
there's not really much depth, no disrespect, but there's not much depth to them or what I consider depth for me.
Exactly.
And they're not as attractive anymore.
Not as attractive because they've done something that pretty much turned you off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So the privilege part is
the physical appearance.
The physical appearance. So
because that gets you in the door with everything.
Right. So with someone that may not have, the depth that you want, whatever, then they get still a second chance or a third chance.
Because
because they're good looking.
Because
so that's
they're
a little
considered
bit of
good
privilege.
looking. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. There are privileges, and anybody that's going to say it's not a privilege are lying.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people, okay, let's even look at Instagrammers and TikTokers and stuff. A lot of them are what society nowadays consider to be good looking.
Yeah.
And people gravitate towards that.
Mm-hmm.
If you have somebody that's, the perfect shape and someone that's just regular, and you post both of their pictures on a social media platform, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, the person that society considers good looking based on the physical attributes that people look for these days, that person's going to get a ton of likes and a lot of messages in their DM compared to somebody that's a regular, natural looking woman.
Yeah.
Which in the eye of the beholder, those are very beautiful people. Yeah. But for some reason, society doesn't see them that way because the majority of the masses are going towards the other person. That means the other person gets a little bit more attention to the regular looking girl.
Yeah. Is there a difference with a good looking girl, good looking woman, or a good looking man? Which one would still get more likes?
Well, I mean, Nick, it all depends. If you're into men, then you're going to be gravitating towards good-looking men. If you're into women, you're going to be looking for good-looking women. So you can't really compare both because those are two genders. Those are two opposite sexes, right?
Yeah.
So
Who would have more opportunity though? That still, like, say, two actors. Like, who would have more? A good-looking guy or a good-looking girl would have still more opportunity?
Well, guess what? It all depends on the part that you're auditioning for.
Yeah.
So that's another one. So hit me
Yeah.
up with another question. Give me another example.
That's pretty much the examples I have. I was hoping you explain that to me.
Okay, so let me. How about this? Let me help you out with that one. So it all depends on the role they're going for. So that one there, you can't really use that as a perfect example. But here's one example: you go into a corporation and applying for a receptionist job.
Mm-hmm.
You're a good-looking man, and there's a good-looking woman. Chances are the good-looking woman is actually going to get the receptionist role because for some reason, women are more marketable when it comes to visual presentation.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way it is. I can't,
For most things, you think?
for almost everything.
Yeah.
For almost everything. It's just
Yeah.
the way it is. Okay, when is the last time you actually called an office and heard a man's voice in the RVR, in the interactive voice response system?
Yeah.
When's the last time you actually heard a man's voice? Rarely, right?
Yeah.
When you go into an office, when's the last time you actually seen a man receptionist or a male receptionist?
Yeah.
Even when you go to your dentist's office, when's the last time that you actually seen a male, admin worker?
Right.
So it's just the way it is. It's the way it goes. When you look at a lot of promotions, when you go out to events, even clubs, and they have people like, you have the brand ambassadors
Right.
that are actually like promoting maybe like a soft drink
Yeah.
or like an alcohol drink. Who are the people promoting that brand?
Women.
Women.
Yeah.
So it's just the way the world works.
Yeah.
Now, it depends now if it's something that has to do with like, maybe they're looking for like, you go into the even, okay. I can't even use that example because guess what? The ring people in mixed martial arts and boxing, who are they?
Are women.
They're women.
Yeah.
The UFC ladies, people are excited about them carrying a card to show that's round 2, round 3.
Yeah.
At the weigh-ins, when the boxers are weighing in, who are beside the people when they're weighing in?
Women.
So it's just the way it goes because
the way it goes. Wow.
women are good to look at.
Yeah.
And if you have somebody that has a nice smile, nice personality, dresses well and carries themselves professionally, people will gravitate towards that person.
Yeah.
Women are running the world. Women are doing everything from the corporate, from acting, from just everything. And of course, they're great moms,
Yeah.
great wives. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're nurturers.
They're nurturers, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the privilege goes to them.
Yeah.
Good looking women.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And that's one of the things that might even trickle down to, like you said earlier, dating.
Even dating.
It's more of a privilege for women. They
don't have to
choices.
try. They don't have to try. Nick,
Yeah.
they don't have to try.
They don't need an app.
What app? She's walking down the street. She's going into the mall. A gentleman likes her. The first thing he does is open the door. Here you go. Hey, how you doing? Da-da-da. You go here. They're being offered the private part all the time. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so they don't have to try. It's just how it goes, right? They could be working at a drive-thru. They could be standing at a bus stop. If a guy likes her and finds her attractive, chances are he's going to try and shoot a
she's
shot.
super attractive. She might be intimidating to some guys.
Oh, that's another
Most
thing
guys.
too. Like, hey, and there are a lot of beautiful women that are, they can be quite intimidating for people that don't have the courage to go and approach them to have a decent conversation.
Yeah.
And here's the funny thing. You know friends and we know friends. We know a lot of people, we don't name drop, but a lot of women always say, hey, you know what? How come guys don't like to approach me? How come guys don't approach me? They don't
Yeah.
want to talk to me. Well, that's because a lot of them are intimidated by you.
Yep.
They could look at you because it's not even because of like, oh my God, she looks scary. It could be simple thing as, oh my God, I don't think she'll even give me the time of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I
They're
mean?
probably already thinking that she's out of his league.
Exactly. So when
Yeah.
you're thinking that already, the battle is over,
Yeah.
But then when you take that courage to go and approach the girl and have a conversation with them, know that you guys get along well and you're able to like get her contacts and you guys exchange, contact information, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I just got her number.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there you go. You could be in a relationship, but a lot of times people miss out on opportunities because they're scared to take a chance.
Yeah. And as well as confidence. I think confidence is mixed in there too, because some people where society would deem them average looking, but they have a certain confidence and swag to them that that put them in that position to
Definitely.
have more privilege.
For sure.
You know what I
It's
mean?
confidence, because
Yeah, that
confidence can
confidence.
also be in a very attractive thing.
Yeah.
It can be a very, very attractive thing. If you have confidence, there's a difference between being an egotistical person or a conceited person and having confidence. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So sometimes there's a thin line between that, because when if somebody's confident, some people can actually like misinterpret that as, oh, they're feeling themselves. Look at a self-centered person. But no, some people just, they know what they got. They know they're smart, you know what I mean? And they're ready for the world. What?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So there's that factor as well. But it all boils down to, if somebody or if people deem you as good looking, chances are you will get away with a lot of things and a lot of doors will open up for you,
Yeah.
compared to somebody that the same person might find as unattractive or not good looking at all.
Yeah. But let me go to the movie and TV
Okay.
sector. Now, I've seen people that probably they wouldn't be considered good looking.
Yeah.
They're getting some major roles.
But it depends on the role too,
They're
right?
looking at that specific to fit a specific role.
And also, if they are a hell of a performer.
Right.
You know, there's some people that you see them, that, you know, they consider themselves as average, but boy, can they act.
Yeah.
So when the skill is really necessary, if skills over looks are needed in that film, then that person with the better skill will have that part.
Yeah.
But then you have somebody that looks good and also has that skill.
Yeah.
Then what do you say about that?
Okay, well, enough said there.
You
What
know?
about the music industry? I know when people are just getting into the music industry, one of the things I've heard before is if that person is marketable.
Yeah, and
Does that have to do with looks as well?
definitely.
Yeah.
Of course.
If that person is marketable.
Of course.
Right.
Haven't you heard so many scandals? Like the one that we posted on our Talk Exchange platform on Instagram, CNC Music Factory. They had a song called "Hey Everybody, Everybody,
Yeah.
Everybody, Everybody, da 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 na na." You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. They had the original singer record the vocals, and they actually used a model as the visual. So all this time that people were listening to that song, everybody, they did not know it was actually sang by another lady. And this lady was a bigger sized lady, and she
Yeah.
was not a skinny model.
Right.
But they had a model playing her role and lip syncing the whole way through.
Wow.
That went so, like, she was able to settle. They got a lawsuit settlement. She got paid, you know, and everything else. But this happens all the time. What about Millie Vanilli?
Yeah.
I can't even remember. Ooh, 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 I love you. Something like that, right? Girl, you know it's true.
Yeah.
Da, da, da. Millie Vanilli.
You can
They
sing
were
better
lip
than me.
syncing. Thank you, man. I try, man. I try. You know what I mean?
I can't
used to
do
be-
that. I wouldn't even attempt it.
I used to be the backup singer for Barry White and them. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
So that's the reason why I can sing like this.
All
But
right. There
no,
you
but
go.
the people that sang the original lyrics, they were not as good looking as Milli Vanilli. They were not as in shape as those guys. So they put them in the back and had Milli Vanilli come and lip sync. Why? For marketability. You have to pitch to the audience what they consider good.
All right.
When somebody looks at something as good, companies and corporations are going to form and roll with that image so that they can actually win and get money in their bank accounts.
Yeah. No, I hear that. So I would say there's a whole difference between the privileges for film and TV or for marketing, for music versus relationships.
Well, yeah, for relationships, well,
Because
it's different. It's different because you're not auditioning for your boyfriend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So-
Someone in the bar be like, hey, guess what? I'm going to do this part. Let me know if I got the part, okay?
Yeah.
No, they're not doing that. But there is still a privilege because you're good looking, or the person that you're trying to get or the person you're dating consider you such good looking person that they're willing to they're willing to avoid your red flags
Yeah.
because you look that good.
Because you look that good. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it happens.
Something that you wouldn't tolerate with someone else for sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
And because you know when you're dating a very, very pretty woman, and you know, sometimes Even when you get into an argument, even when she's angry, she looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
So it's you know what I'm talking about, right? So
I know what you're talking
so
about.
sometimes
Wow.
it's hard for people to like just overlook that.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
afterwards, like later down the
Later
road,
down
when
the
you're
road.
comfortable, whatever else, that's when you start like, you know what, man, I can't be with this guy, or
Yeah.
I can't be with this girl.
Yeah.
This girl's a piece of crap, or this man is a piece of crap.
Yeah.
To consider, like, so you start to see stuff later on. But because you're pretty, they avoid all the red flags, and they just ignore it and hope for the best.
Yeah.
You know what I
Hope
mean?
for the best.
Hope for the best.
Hey, yeah. So I guess all around, basically, that privilege for good-looking people, that's a thing.
Good. Listen, having good looks is a privilege.
Yeah.
And like I said, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So if society actually deems you as good looking, or if they have their standards of what they consider to be good looking, and you fall and you fit into that category and those standards, then you're going to be winning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hear you. I fully understand.
So I would say, you know what? At the end of the day, everybody listening, don't let anybody define who you are. Don't let anybody break you down. Don't let anybody give you a different image of what they consider as beautiful. If you feel beautiful and if you know you're beautiful, then have that confidence and own it. Don't really succumb to these people trying to destroy you because of what they feel is beautiful or pretty or handsome.
Be confident.
Be confident and just show your worth.
Yeah. Well said.
Yes.
As always, Mr. Francis, Mr.
Yes,
Director
sir.
Francis.
Hey, that's it, man.
Just so you guys know, he's Francis, the director of the Talk Exchange. He's the guy behind the scenes. He's the guy that makes it happen. I'm happy to have him here.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's the man.
No, I'm all right, man.
Yeah,
I'm all right.
Hey, listen, thank you for tuning in and listening. Remember to catch us on Instagram, the Talk Exchange. Catch us right here on Spotify, as well as Google Podcast and RSS.com.
Yep, that's right.
And also YouTube. Check us out, the Talk Exchange.
For sure.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Director Francis.
Thank you.
See you once again.
And we're coming to Apple Podcasts too. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Peace.
Take care.